Hi everyone, I thought that I would do a really chilled little video with you today talking about my favourite foundations for a dewy, glowy look for people with probably dry skin. I get asked a lot about my favourite foundations. I often get asked like, what foundation are you wearing? And I thought I would just talk about some of my favourites and just keep it pretty low-key, pretty casual, and just talk about makeup for a bit. These are varying in coverage and also price point. I will link all of these down below. I'll also write the shade names as well as how much they each cost in the description box down below. So if you're interested in any of them, you can check them out down there. I've got 7 to show you, so yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, I'm gonna go in order of coverage rather than in order of price point. So the first foundation I am going to talk about is barely even a foundation, but it is the Glossier Skin Tint. Now, recently they have extended their shade range. It used to be diabolical, like so bad, but it's much better now. So this is the shade Dark, but this is from the old shade range. So I'll write down below what the new shade this is called is, you get me? Dark is no longer what this shade is, but back when the shade range was bad, this was dark. So the reason why this is one of my favorites is it's the perfect foundation to wear if you are someone who has really good skin, but maybe has a paler face to their body, who just wants to warm up their skin a little bit. It really won't give you any coverage. All it is gonna do is literally tint your skin a different shade. So it might even out your skin tone slightly and just change the color, but it won't give you coverage. So if you have really nice skin, if you've got freckles and you like to show them off, then I think that this one would be a really, really good option for you if you're really comfortable and confident with your skin as is. This is also great because you can wear it in the summer. If you sweat, it doesn't come off in like stripes because it doesn't really set down that much. So if it comes off, it kind of just fades off. So it's really good if you're like a sweaty person like me. It's not gonna try and withhold through the sweat. It will just kind of come away, but not in a really obvious way. So this is a great holiday foundation and great for like the gym or the beach or whatever, you know? I wear this to the gym if I'm feeling a little bit insecure about my skin. The next foundation is one that I've had in my collection for 10 years now, which is insane to say, but I have had a bottle of MAC Face and Body in my collection for 10 years and I've never not had one since. This is one of my absolute go-tos in the summer. It's kind of like the step up from the Glossier Skin Tint. It has just a little bit more coverage than that, but it is still a sheer to light buildable coverage. It's a super interesting consistency because the more you work with it, the more it builds the coverage. So the more you move it, the thicker it kind of gets. So you can make it so sheer, but also if you buff it in, it just builds the coverage up slightly. It photographs really beautifully. And again, this is great if you've got good skin, but you just want to even out your skin tone slightly. Such a great everyday foundation. It's got a lovely glow, sets down slightly, but it still remains really fresh and dewy on your skin. This is another banging foundation. This next one is the most expensive foundation, and it is the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. This is quite new, I believe, on the market. I picked this up because it had the word glow in it, and I am a sucker for anything that says glow. I love to glow. Sometimes I just look sweaty, but that's okay with me. This foundation has a little bit more coverage than the MAC Face and Body when it's built up. It's still a light to medium coverage, but this is super, super dewy, super, super glowy. It also has SPF 35, which makes it an amazing foundation for the summertime. I would still recommend using an SPF as well as your foundation or as well as your primer, just to be sure that you're protecting your skin properly, but it never hurts to have a little bit of extra in your foundation. This has such a beautiful finish. The bottle is stunning and this lasts really, really, really well on your skin. For something that is so dewy and glossy, it really lasts, and I do really like this foundation. However, for the price point, I would say that there are others in this video that I would probably recommend more if price is an important factor to you. But if you have the money to spend on something a little bit more luxurious, this is a lovely foundation. All right, the next one you guys know I really love. It is from Flower Beauty. It is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup for a nude skin feel. I really like the packaging of this. It's a lovely glass bottle. The formulation of this is gorgeous. It's again quite a light buildable coverage. It probably matches the Dior, maybe has a little bit more coverage than that, and it looks flawless. It smooths out my pores, it looks glowy but not in a greasy way. It just makes your skin look perfected and hydrated and healthy, and especially if you match it with the concealer, it is just a dewy, glowy look from heaven. Really good longevity for the level of glow that you get from this foundation, and the price point is really not too bad. It's kind of a middle of the range typed deal, and also I love and support Drew Barrymore and everything that she does. So this is definitely one to try out if you haven't yet. The next one is no surprise to you. This is the L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation. I've now used this for probably 3 or so years. A radiant finish for normal to dry skin. It's hydrating, and it is all of those things. It's got a lovely coverage. You can build this up to basically a full coverage, which is lovely. It never looks heavy. It doesn't look greasy, and it is one that looks dewy, but it gets more dewy throughout the day, but not in like an oily way. It's more of like a, oh, me, yeah, just sitting on the beach, slight glow, rather than like I've been on the tube for 2 hours and I'm really sweaty, because that is a look that I carry often. This is super, super buildable, so you can really make a flawless base out of this. And again, this looks beautiful in photography. For me, a huge factor in my foundation is how it photographs, because obviously I'm on camera quite a lot in my everyday life. So for me, how things photograph is actually quite important. I would say a lot of these are like a daytime foundation. So for most people, I'm sure that doesn't really matter, but in case you're interested, this looks lovely in photos. There's no SPF in this, and it feels so light on your skin. It's a super lightweight, hydrating, gorgeous foundation. And you can get it on Amazon. You can get this in the UK. You have to get it on Amazon, but it's doable. We've got another L'Oreal foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. Now this is probably one of the least dewy from this lineup. It has got a bit of a glow to it, especially throughout the day. It remains looking fresh and light. In between demi-matte and dewy, it's in that kind of middle ground. And I think you can make it look glowy if you use the right primers, but you can also make it more on the matte side, again, if you use certain products. So this one's quite versatile, and it lasts all day, and it's so lightweight, it's crazy. It blends like a dream. You don't even have to think about it. It's such an easy foundation, beautiful finish, 24-hour wear. This is a really good summer foundation. Again, obviously this is why I'm making this video now, because these foundations are my go-to summer foundations. You can build this coverage up to being quite a good full coverage. It's a good one, I'd say, for people who don't like to wear a full coverage but want to wear a full coverage. Like if you're more of a MAC face and body girl and you feel like wearing a more full coverage but you don't like to wear it because it's uncomfortable, this might be a good option for you to try out, because it's got that slightly more demi-matte full coverage look, but it feels very light and very fresh. This is also cracking. Finally, my favorite foundation of all time is the NARS Radiant Foundation. This is dewy and glowy, but full coverage. And that is a combination that I think is quite difficult to master, because it's hard to get a dewy base that looks natural whilst also being full coverage, whilst also lasting all day. Like this is ticking all of my boxes. I like a full coverage. I like to put it on in the morning and not have to worry about it. I want to be dewy, I want to be fresh. I don't want to have to use a lot of product because I hate having loads of product on my face. I like to use really thin layers. You can use the thinnest layer and get a really good amount of coverage from it. It lasts all day, all day. I wear this in the morning and then I'll go out during the day. And then if my friends call me and say, let's go out in the evening, I will just keep this foundation on. I'll just do a touch up, and I bet you I will be good to go. This is an amazing foundation for full coverage girls for the summer. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be walking around in Urban Decay all-nighter in the baking sun on a normal day. That just sounds really uncomfortable. This, I would feel comfortable wearing this out and about during the day in the heat, because it doesn't feel like it's melting off my face. They also have an enormous shade range. Like for me personally, it's a no-brainer. This is my favorite foundation of all time anyway. It's just a coincidence that it's last. I haven't done this in order of favorites. It's just in order of coverage, but I'm a full coverage girl, so if you are struggling to find that balance between full coverage and dew, this could be for you. So there you go, you guys. Those are a little mini demo and explanation about all of my favorite foundations for a dry combination skin who likes a dewy, glowy finish this summer. I really hope you found this helpful or interesting. I know it's a bit different. It's a bit of a kind of basic video, but I just wanted to give you some information and just share some favorites with you. If you have a drier skin, let us know down below what your favorite foundation is, and I'm sure that other people will find it helpful and will take your recommendations on board, so make sure you let us know. I'd love to know as well. And even if you don't have dry skin, what is your favorite foundation? Because foundations are by far my favorite things about makeup, about trying new foundations, testing them out. I just find them really fun, even though they're just the color of my skin, but or not sometimes. I've linked all of these foundations down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.